What if I told you that the universe has perfect memory? What if every event that has ever happened is still recorded somewhere in the fabric of space-time, preserved forever, accessible in principle to anyone who knows where to look? And what if this cosmic memory is not metaphorical, not spiritual, not mystical, but actual physics, proven by experiments, confirmed by the mathematics of relativity? Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal will completely change how you think about memory, about information, about what it means for something to have happened. You think the past is gone, erased, accessible only through imperfect human memory and fragmentary records, but according to physics, according to the structure of space-time, the past is not gone, it's still there, still happening, still part of the eternal structure, and in a very real sense, the universe remembers everything, every moment, every event, every experience, all of it preserved forever in the block universe, not as memory in the sense of neural traces or written records, but as actual existence, as the permanent structure of space-time itself. This is cosmic memory, this is the universe's perfect record, and it changes everything about what it means for something to have happened. My name is Albert Einstein, and I'm going to tell you about the universe's memory, about how space-time itself is a record, a complete, perfect, eternal record of everything that has ever happened, is happening, or will happen. This is not poetry, this is physics. The block universe is a four-dimensional structure containing all events, all moments, all of time, and within that structure the past exists permanently, unchangeably, as real as the present. And if the past exists, then in a very real sense the universe remembers it. Not through some cosmic consciousness, not through some mystical akashic records, but through the simple fact of continued existence. The past is still there, still part of the structure, and therefore the universe remembers, perfectly, completely, forever. This is the deepest kind of memory, not a representation of what was, but the actual continued existence of what was. The events themselves, still real, still part of space-time, constitute the universe's memory. And this changes everything about how we should think about memory, about history, about what it means for something to be remembered.
Let me start with what we normally mean by memory. Human memory, biological memory. You experience an event. Your brain encodes it, creates neural traces, connections, patterns. And later you can recall the event, reconstruct it, re-experience it in some form. But the reconstruction is imperfect, incomplete, distorted by time and emotion and subsequent experiences. Memories fade, memories change, memories are lost. And eventually, when you die, your memories die with you. Unless you've recorded them somehow, written them down, told someone, created external records. But even those records are imperfect, fragmentary, subject to decay and loss. This is human memory, limited, fallible, temporary. But there is another kind of memory, a deeper kind, the universe's memory. And it's nothing like human memory. The universe's memory is perfect, complete, eternal. Because the universe's memory is the past itself, still existing, still real, still part of space-time. The universe doesn't need to encode or represent the past. The past is still there. And that's the ultimate memory, the continued existence of what was. Let me explain what I mean. In the block universe, all moments exist, past, present, future, all laid out in the four-dimensional structure of space-time. The past is not gone, not erased, not converted into memory traces or records. The past is still there,
at different temporal coordinates, just as distant places exist at different spatial coordinates. Paris exists even when you're in New York. Yesterday exists even when it's today. Both are parts of the complete structure. And if yesterday exists, if the past is still there, still real, then in what sense is it forgotten? In what sense is it not remembered? The universe contains the past. The past is part of the universe. Therefore, the universe remembers the past, not through representation, but through continued existence. This is cosmic memory. The past as part of the present structure. The past as permanently real. The past as unforgettable, because it never left, never disappeared, never ceased to be part of what is.
Now, you might object. You might say, Einstein, this is playing with words. Existence is not memory. Memory is representation, is encoding, is the ability to recall. The past existing is not the same as the past being remembered. And I understand this objection. In human terms, in biological terms, memory is indeed representation. But I'm talking about something deeper, something more fundamental. The universe's memory is not like human memory. It's the opposite of representation. It's presentation. The past is not represented. It's present, still there, still real. And if you could access it, if you could somehow visit those temporal coordinates, you wouldn't be remembering the past. You'd be experiencing it directly, because it's still there. This is a different kind of memory, a perfect kind, where the thing remembered is the thing itself, where memory and reality are the same, where remembering is not reconstructing, but accessing. This is what the block universe gives us, perfect cosmic memory, the past as permanently real, permanently accessible, in principle. Let me tell you about light, about how light is the universe's messenger, its memory carrier. Every event that happens emits light, radiation, information, and that light travels outward, forever, at the speed of light, carrying information about the event. And if you're far enough away, if you wait long enough, that light reaches you and you see the event, not as it is now, but as it was when the light left. This is direct observation of the past, not memory, not reconstruction, but actual perception of events that happened long ago. When you look at the sun, you see it as it was 8 minutes ago. When you look at the nearest star, you see it as it was 4 years ago. When you look at distant galaxies, you see them as they were billions of years ago. You're looking at the past, directly. The light from those events is still traveling, still carrying information, still making the past accessible. And in principle, if you could collect all the light, all the radiation, all the information emanating from every event, you could reconstruct the complete history of the universe. You could see everything that ever happened. Not from memory, but from direct observation of light that's still traveling, still carrying the past, still making it accessible.
This is the universe's memory system. Light, radiation, information propagating outward from every event forever. And if you know where to look, if you're at the right location at the right time, you can observe the past directly. This is not science fiction. This is what astronomers do. They look at distant objects and see the past. They observe the early universe. They watch galaxies form. They witness supernovae that exploded billions of years ago. All of this is possible because the light from those events is still traveling, still carrying information, still making the past observable. The universe remembers through light, through radiation, through the propagation of information across space-time. And this memory is perfect, complete. The information is all there, all traveling, all accessible, if you know how to find it, if you're in the right place at the right time. The past is not hidden. It's out there, traveling, waiting to be observed. That's cosmic memory. But there's an even deeper sense in which the universe remembers, a sense that doesn't depend on light or radiation or information propagation. The past remembers itself by continuing to exist. In the block universe, yesterday didn't become today. Yesterday still exists at yesterday's temporal coordinates. And if yesterday exists, then yesterday is remembered, not by something external, but by itself, by its own continued existence. This is the deepest memory, self-memory, the past as its own record, the past as its own witness, the past as permanently real and therefore permanently remembered, not by anyone, just remembered, by existing. This might sound strange. How can something remember itself? How can existence be memory? But think about it. What is memory? It's the persistence of information, the preservation of what was. And in the block universe, what was is preserved, perfectly, completely, eternally. Not as information, but as existence. The events themselves persist, and that's the ultimate preservation, the ultimate memory. Not a copy, not a representation, but the thing itself, still there, still real, still part of the structure. That's how the universe remembers, through the eternal existence of all moments in space-time.
Let me tell you about information conservation. This is a principle in physics. Information cannot be destroyed, cannot be lost. Once something exists, once information enters the universe, it persists. It might transform, might be scrambled or encoded in different ways, but it's never lost, never erased. This is related to the second law of thermodynamics, to entropy, to the structure of space-time, and it means that everything that has happened is still recorded, still encoded, still part of the universe's information content. Even if we can't access it, even if we can't decode it, it's there. The universe has perfect information, perfect memory of everything. This is not mysticism, this is physics. Information conservation is a real principle, and it implies cosmic memory, complete, perfect, eternal. The universe remembers everything because information about everything is still there, still encoded in the structure, still part of what is. And if the universe has this information, if it's all preserved, then in principle it's all recoverable, all accessible, all knowable. The complete history of the universe could, in principle, be reconstructed from the information that exists now, because that information includes everything, every event, every moment, every detail, all preserved, all remembered by the universe itself. Now, let me address what you're probably thinking. Einstein, if the universe has perfect memory, why can't we access it? Why don't we know the complete history? Why are we limited to fragmentary records and fading memories? And the answer is practical limits, not fundamental limits. In principle, all information is preserved, all events are still recorded, but accessing that information requires being in the right place at the right time, requires collecting the light from distant events, requires decoding the information encoded in the structure of space-time. And we don't have the technology for most of this, don't have the ability to collect all the light, don't have the ability to decode all the information. But the limits are practical, technological, not fundamental. The information is there, the memory exists, we just can't access most of it yet. But in principle we could. with sufficient technology, sufficient knowledge, sufficient understanding of how information is encoded in space-time, the universe's memory is accessible, just not to us, not yet, but it's there, waiting, complete, perfect, ready to be read if we ever develop the ability.
Let me ask you something now, because I want to know what you think. Does it comfort you to know that the universe remembers everything? That nothing is truly lost? That every moment you've lived is preserved eternally in the structure of space-time? Or does it disturb you? Does it feel like there's no escape from the past, no ability to move on? Does perfect cosmic memory feel like a burden or a gift? Leave a comment below, share your thoughts, because this is profound. This changes how we think about loss, about forgetting, about moving on. If the universe remembers everything, if nothing is ever truly lost, then what does that mean for how we live, for how we deal with past pain, past mistakes, past joys? I don't know the answer, don't know how to integrate this knowledge into human life, but I think it matters. I think understanding cosmic memory changes something about how we should see ourselves and our history. So share your perspective. Let's explore this together. Let me tell you about black holes, because black holes raise the deepest questions about cosmic memory. When something falls into a black hole, it crosses the event horizon, disappears from view, can never escape. And the question is, what happens to the information? Is it lost, destroyed, or preserved somehow? This is the black hole information paradox, and it troubled physicists for decades, because if information is destroyed in black holes, then information conservation is violated. The universe would lose memory, would forget, and that contradicts fundamental principles. But recent work suggests that information is not destroyed, it's preserved, either encoded on the event horizon or somehow released when the black hole evaporates, or preserved in some other way we don't fully understand yet. The point is, the universe fights to preserve information, to maintain memory, even in the most extreme conditions. Even when things fall into black holes, the information persists, the memory remains. This shows how fundamental cosmic memory is, how deeply the universe preserves information, how committed physics is to the principle that nothing is ever truly forgotten. Let me tell you what this means for your own memories, your own past. Everything you've experienced, everything you've done, it's preserved. Not just in your neurons, not just in records and photographs, but in the structure of space-time itself. Your past exists eternally as part of the block universe. And in that sense, the universe remembers your life perfectly, completely. Every moment, every experience, every thought and feeling and action, all of it part of the eternal structure, all of it preserved, all of it remembered by the universe itself. Not by some cosmic consciousness, but by the simple fact of continued existence. Your past is still there, still real, still part of space-time, and therefore cosmically remembered forever. This means nothing you've experienced is lost, nothing is forgotten, not really. It's all there, part of the structure, part of you, part of reality, eternally. And that's a kind of immortality, not of consciousness, not of continued experience, but of memory, of preservation, of permanent existence in the cosmic record. You are remembered by the universe itself, through the continued existence of your world line, through the eternal reality of your past, through the perfect memory of space-time. And this should change how you think about forgetting, about moving on, about letting go. You can't actually forget. The universe won't let you. Your past is eternally real, eternally part of the structure. You can stop accessing it, can stop thinking about it, can move your attention to other parts of your world line, but you can't erase it, can't make it not have happened. It's part of the eternal structure, part of cosmic memory, part of what is, forever. This is harsh for those who want to escape the past, to forget painful memories, to move on completely, because the universe won't let you. The past is permanent, unchangeable, eternally real, and eternally remembered by the structure itself. But maybe there's wisdom here too. Maybe accepting that the past is permanent, that it's part of you forever, part of your world line, part of cosmic memory. Maybe that acceptance is liberating, because you stop fighting, stop trying to erase what can't be erased, and you accept that your past, all of it, good and bad, is part of who you are, part of your eternal structure. And that structure is what matters, not any particular part of it, but the whole thing, complete, permanent, cosmically remembered.
Let me tell you one final thing about what this means for meaning, for significance, for whether anything matters. If the universe has perfect memory, if nothing is ever lost, then everything matters. Every moment, every choice, every experience, because it's all preserved, all remembered, all part of the eternal record. Nothing is wasted, nothing is thrown away. Everything becomes part of the cosmic memory, part of the permanent structure, and that gives weight to existence, gives significance to experience, because it's not temporary, not fleeting, not soon to be forgotten, but permanent, eternal, cosmically preserved. You matter. Your life matters, because the universe remembers. Through the eternal existence of your world line, through the perfect preservation of information, through the continued reality of all moments in space-time, you are remembered, perfectly, completely, forever. And that's not nothing, that's everything. That's what it means to exist, to be part of the structure, to contribute to cosmic memory, to add your world line to the eternal tapestry. That's significance, that's meaning, that's why anything matters at all. So live knowing you're remembered, knowing the universe preserves everything, knowing nothing is lost. Create moments worthy of eternal memory, not for human witnesses, but for the cosmic record, for the structure of space-time itself, because that's what's real, that's what lasts, that's what the universe is, a perfect memory of everything that has ever been, including you, including every moment of your existence, all of it preserved, all of it remembered, all of it eternally real. That's the universe's memory. That's cosmic remembering. That's what it means for something to have happened. Not that it was, but that it is, forever, in the eternal structure, perfectly remembered by existence itself. Hit subscribe to keep exploring the deep nature of memory and reality.